Welcome back. My name is Venus from Heart's Desire by Venus, and I am here with part 3 of Jacket to Field Guide. Last video we put the button on and I covered the inside with some linen. So as you can see, I've gone since then and I've just distressed all the edges because I'm going to be covering a lot of this up. But I wanted a few pieces to be poking out for sure, to be seen, so I wanted it grungy. So today, what I'm working on is I found these cute little bottles with a cork at the dollar store. And I kind of thought, what could I use those for? So what I've decided to do is I'm going to make a spot here where I'm going to secure these like they would be specimen bottles inside the field guide. I'm obviously going to get rid of the sparkles, but I thought these are perfect little bottles for this. So what I have done is I've measured a piece of chipboard, cereal box, chipboard, whatever you got, and I made it just smaller than either end. And what I did is I kind of figured out the bottles here. Let's see if I can show you. The camera will zoom in. Zoom in. It's kind of hard to see. But right around the neck here, it actually goes in a little bit. So I'll show you with this elastic. So what I thought is when I put something in there, I'm going to put, see, the elastic just fits right in there and it's pretty secure. So that's what I thought I would do. So what I did is I figured out how, oops, that's the top. Figured out how much spacing on here, and I just punched with my crocodile little holes for me to thread some elastic through. And then what I'm going to do eventually is I'm just going to glue it back in here. But the first thing I want to do is I'm going to cover it with some coffee dyed paper because I don't want just the chipboard look. So I pre-punched my holes. I'm just going to sand down the edge here a little bit. This is literally, I fished it out of my scrap bin of stuff. And that's not going to be long enough because I want to wrap it completely. So basically, I'm just going to cut a piece, move that out of the way. I'm eyeballing it. I'm going to cut a piece about that wide. I just need it covering. Let's see if I can get this in the camera zone. There we go. I just need it covering the front and the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a combination of liquid and tape. The reason I like using the tape though is it gives me an initial bond until the glue dries, just to make sure it kind of stays easier in place. So basically I want that side out. Just going to figure out where I want it because I want to be able to wrap it around. So I'm thinking right there would be good. I'm going to trim off the excess that I don't need. But that should do it. So I'm going to peel back the tape. And now I'm just going to run a bead down the two gaps of my regular glue. I'm going to work this way. Just going to place it down. Now, before I forget, because I can see myself doing this, is I'm going to repunch these holes so that it comes through the paper before I fold the sides over and then I can't see it anymore. Because that's totally something I would do. So I'm just going to take my crocodile here and I'm just going to repunch the holes so that they are showing. glue the paper. And I'm going to do that all the way down again. Keep getting the little bits stuck in my crocodile for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm nicking the two-sided tape, but that's all right. Just make sure it's out of the way. And I'm just going to go down the other side. Alright, so now I have, because this is what's going to be on the inside of the field journal. My holes are all visible. So now I'm just going to basically trim off the end because I don't need it too much over. Just gonna run my bone folder down, down the side so I get a crisp line on the spine when I do glue it down. And the first part, I'm going to just take two-sided glue and tape, and do the top and the bottom just to cover. Burnish it down. And again, just to burnish at the ends to give me a nice crisp edge. All right, so that looks good. So now I'm just going to run, I'm just going to do two-sided tape on the fold over because eventually when I do put this spine into the field guide, it will be with wet glue. So this will just be a temporary hold of the paper basically till I get it all in the book. Just burnishing it, just make sure I get a nice smooth line. And see, I'm covering the holes, that's why, be a smarty pants, and decided I better put the holes through first before I lose track of where they all were. And same thing for this side. So now I'm just going to distress, and I'm just using the Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. That's my go-to distressing ink. I'm just going to grunge up the edges just a little bit more of my coffee dyed paper. All right, and because I did cover a few of the holes, I'm just taking my handy dandy, I don't know what you want to call it, poker, and just making sure the holes are showing. Okay, so now I need to get some kind of elastic to go through here. So I'm just going to pause. I'm going to go grab my elastic because I forgot it, and then we're going to figure out how to do the rest of this. All right, so I just went to my elastic stash and grabbed a few options. I like these Tim Holtz little hangers. I'm not sure what they are called for to go around, but my problem is I don't want this extra bulk behind my spine because that's going to make it stick out. And I'm already got a bit of a bulk in there for the leather jacket wrapping around itself. So I think, yeah, see, this will work perfect. And this is a 1/4 inch elastic. So I think I'm going to use some of that. Now my idea is I want to try and run this with as few knots as possible. So I'm just going to cut a hunk of this, and of course, yeah, that's a big knot. Just going to cut a hunk, put that all over to the side. I'm going to try and see if I can string these without a whole lot of bulk. So let's see here. Which one of my needles has got the largest head? Perfect. So I'm just going to thread it through. I've got a large headed needle, and I'm going to start from the back. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use some two-sided tape to just kind of hold this in place till I make sure A, I've got enough length, and B, it's going to work right. Thread through and make sure I keep it flat. And I'm going to just put the bottles in because I don't want it to find out later that I did it too tight, but I also don't want it to be too loose. So I'm just going to go back down to the next hole here, because I'm trying to leave it because it is a flat elastic. So I'm figuring instead of tying all the knots for each one of those, if I can just kind of lace it on the back all the way down, then I would get away with no knots and way less bulk. Stick that bottle in and give it a pull. Oop. Let's just see here. Okay, that's working pretty good actually. Go down to the next one. And I'm just trying to keep it pretty flat on the back here. Not doing a very good job. Turn it around. And one more loop, I think. One more twist. All right. Lace this across. Oh, this is turning out way better than I thought it would. Excellent. So now to the last one. Again with that. Just not very good at keeping that straight. There. All right, and through the last hole, the last bottle in, and yay, I did space it out just right. That's good. I was getting a little nervous there. All right, so you can see how it's going to be, and I'm going to just cut this off and secure this end again with some more tape. All right, so now let's see how that's going to work on the inside of my field guide. Oh, that's going to be, look at that. Isn't that going to be perfect? I'm going to make sure I get it in the middle because I can still, once it's glued in, I'll still be able to close the book this way. This is going to have the journal in this spine. So my goal is that when I close this, oh yeah, that's going to work. As you can see, I've got the gap in there. Oh, that's perfect. So now, now I'm going to glue it in, and I'm going to use a ton of glue, I think, because I do not want this piece coming out. So, and I'm going to be generous because I'm also going to lock that elastic in place a little bit there. glue on my book. Going crazy with the glue. All right. Now my glue bottle's dripping. It's the only thing with storing it upside down. You got to keep it upside down. There. All right. Make sure I put it in the right way. And up and down balance. Make sure I'm good. Excellent. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure I have this well clipped in everywhere to keep full contact with this journal. Oh, this just, I love it when you got a plan and it actually works out the first time. That doesn't happen all that often with me. So I'm just gonna figure out how I can get some more clips in there. I don't think I can, but I'm wondering. Yeah. I think if I keep the book closed, it's kind of forcing it to all stay in there. So I'm just going to clip the book and I'm going to leave that for a little while and let that dry. But it's just a short video today, but I wanted to show you how I was doing this and how I was progressing. I think this is turning out pretty good. I'm happy with this so far. So the kit that I am using, I will put a link below because this is a design team project for Kelly's Crafts. And I'll just grab some of her kit here. It is a perfect one for what I'm envisioning here. I am doing a field guide, as I've stated. So my daughter kind of inspired me with all her mushroom picking this year. But I thought maybe I'll make a little mushroom field guide. So these are some of the pages from the kits. Soon I will be using them in here. I'm just getting the cover all sorted. But I will put the link for Kelly's stuff down below. Beautiful kit. It comes with so much ephemera. I can't wait to get into that side. I'm trying not to rush the cover, making it perfect because I want to get in on the kit. I am getting close to 500 subscribers, so please stay tuned. I will be having a draw before too long for all my subscribers. Thanks again for coming and watching out. Please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other videos in this series. I will put a link below as well for those. And thank you. Have a great day.